Hello again, traders. Right, I am actually away on holiday, so I hadn't intended to make this video, but I can see there is a lot of sort of confusion over the way I personally identify trends, and the ditty, song, mantra, whatever you want to call it, of high, low, lower, high, lower, low. Old resistance acts as new support, old support acts as new resistance, and so on and so forth. And firstly, I should say that it is all over the trading internet, this phenomena, but people mark them differently, you know. So what I wanted to do was show you a definitive guide to how they tie in the way I do it, and it ties in with the 3 candle reversal, and hopefully to abolish, not abolish, that's the wrong word, but try to wipe away, throw away any confusion, clarify it. So what I've done, in fact, I've found a scruffy looking example, but it actually ties in with the 3 candle reversal perfectly. And I don't normally do this. Rarely do I ever look for examples and then explain them. So this will be part 1, and then we'll just possibly make another video, not soon. I'll give it a week or two maybe, or a day or two, whatever, and make a part 2 of just finding random ones. So this is messy. This is a messy trend here. How can we actually work out what is the high, low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low? And that's the thing. People think it's just a high, a lower high, a lower low that's broken the previous low, and then all the excitement should happen around here. Well, we did get a little bit of excitement, but not for, this is an H1 chart, remember, so not for roughly a day, 20 hours or so I should think there is there. But if we look at the 3CR, and I'll show you, you've got this line highlighted here. I'm talking about the external 3CR, the higher time frame on the H4 in this instance, and we've got a level marked here. Then hopefully things will become a little bit clearer, and how we can definitively mark our high, low, lower high, lower low in conjunction with a 3CR. So the 3CR has sort of usurped or overridden the swing trend, which is good. That's exactly what I wanted to do. I wanted to lose all of this ambiguity, as it were. So, and that's the whole point of the 3CR for me, is to have something that is set in stone, black and white, grey and pink, whatever you want to call it, that tells me that all of these swing things that traders do, Elliott wave and such like, are pretty much unnecessary. So with all due respect to Elliott wave traders, the candles just do the same thing. That's all there is to it. So if we go up to the H4 time frame, and you will see the 2 vertical lines here marked on the H4 3CR. That's the penultimate low. That's the ultimate or penultimate high, low. We use both terminologies, but that's the ultimate high, and the penultimate and the ultimate low, if you like, the last low. Penultimate low, one before the ultimate low, and penultimate high, one before the ultimate high. There could be 10 candles in between here, much the same as we've got all this mess here. We have to break the low of the penultimate candle 1. Candle 1, 2 and 3. Okay? These don't count. How do we know they don't count? Because they don't break the low of 1. And, how, when I was trying to find this particular setup to use in this example, I still am blown away by how Aaron, Intrepid Noodle, managed to work out this fantastic free indicator for us. And people, you must follow him, you must thank him, and you must show your appreciation, because this thing is now a tool for learning. It teaches you now. I'm giving you a fantastic example of how to identify proper breaks of support and resistance, supply and demand. This is buyers, and they have finally, the big pink line is the 3CR line. When that closed below it, the buyers have been eliminated, exhausted, call it what you like. We have one last test, and that can be 3 or 5 or 10 candles as well, remember. That swing 4, if you like, the pullback, and then swing 5. Funny that, isn't it? ABCs and all that lot, Elliott wave. Swing 5 is Elliott wave, if I'm right, or it might be the Dow theory. You have some sort of explosive move, the impulse move, and there it is. All of the accumulation, distribution, whatever you want to call it, has been done. All the games have been played by the big money, or in my mind, the algorithms have done all their work. Apparently they used to work about 70% of the markets. I reckon it's nearer 90% now. But and then it just collapses because there's no buying power left in the market. Last little test to see whether there are any buyers, and that might, as I say, run for 2 or 3 candles, or it can just collapse. Time of day can make a difference. News, this might have been running up to a news article, say for example. We are on a crypto here, so it just shows you that everything works the same basically, but cryptos are a little bit a law unto themselves. So whilst the patterns will work, they might not be quite so affected by other news, but as it's a USD correlated crypto, it may well work with the news. So they're just toys anyway, cryptos. You know my views on cryptos if you follow what I do. They are an absolute joke. Anyway, apologies if I've upset anyone with that as well, but at the end of the day, I'm not here to make friends. I'm just here to enjoy sharing my thoughts on charts. So how do we do the high-low song on our lower time frame? Well, we can actually do it on this time frame as well, and I will do it. The fact of the matter is, the final low has to be below the original 3CR reversal level. So when all this is going on here, we don't need to know anything. All we need to know is that big pink line that Aaron has kindly built an indicator for is broken, and that is your final swing low. So it is the lower low. So here's your high, you mark that with a big H. Here's your low, mark that with a big L. Now none of this matters because we know this has got to be broken. So we know this is the high, big H, low, big L, and I'm going slowly because a couple of people yesterday mentioned that they can't follow me. Remember guys, you can pause it, you can speed the video up, you can slow it down, and all that lot. So there are no excuses. So you could say high, low to the bottom of that green because it popped up, lower high, lower low. So high, big H, low, big L, lower high, LH, lower low, LL. But then we've not broken 3, so that is not the valid high-low song. We just carry on singing the song. Lower high, LH, lower low, only if it breaks that low, so it doesn't count. So there's no lower low there. This one did count as a lower low because it broke the low of that one that forced price up. So I hope you're still following, so we'll do it all again. High, low, lower high, lower low, but we haven't broken the 3CR low. And remember, you can have that on your charts hours and hours before you start annotating the swings. Lower high, let's just say that is a lower low, but it's not. It would be on the line chart. No, it's not even on the line chart. But so we forget that one. Lower high, because it is slightly lower than those ones. And then finally the lower low, and it is about there on your charts. That is then the valid high-low song, because we've broken swing 3, or swing 1 should I say rather, of the 3CR to the downside. So that lower low just there, you probably can't see it behind the dotted red line, the low of that candle is there. There's your pullback, which is a lower high, and there's the continuation, which then finally makes a new low. But we don't worry about that. All we're worried about is singing the song correctly. And the 3CR, that is the beauty of the 3CRs. They show you all of this mess is just that, mess. So if we go to the H1 again, apologies, my mouse is playing up, I think I need new batteries. That is the low of the 3CR. We can draw a line on that on H4 actually. So straight through the middle of that, the bar from Aaron, thank you. Down to H1, there is the low there. So this is our song. High, low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, pullback. We've broken old buying that created the highest high. The way some people say this is all support here and here and here. It's not, because it didn't break that high. This is not valid. This is showing that the buyers are weak because they haven't broken the high. The buyers have failed to break the previous high. Weak buyers, even weaker buyers, even weaker buyers. But we have to break the low of the 3CR candle 1 before the buyers have, according to my rules, and that's the thing, they are only my rules. It isn't the holy grail of trading. You know, as much as all these cultists would like you to think their method's the holy grail of trading, they're all trading other people's stuff. So am I. This is just my view of what goes on. But all we're worried about here is the high, the lower high, the lower low, how to do it properly. It's not proper until it's broken that low of the 3CR candle 1 with a close. I should add a caveat here that I've, since the original 3CRs, because Aaron did such a good job with his indicator, I'm seeing other types of 3CRs now, line chart 3CRs. So by that I mean we could, there's the line chart low, so we can start to consider and add this to your sort of your toolbox of exciting stuff, that may well be the low that needed breaking. My mouse, sorry, it's going a bit doolally again. That low there might be the original start of that swing, as you can see it is. And notice how that low, and I didn't actually preempt this one or look at this before the event, but notice how that has been the break point, and that's where it pulled back to. That's 100% off the cuff nuance, if you like. So line chart 3CRs and original 3CRs are different, because the originals use the strictly use the wicks. The line charts, because I value the closes of candles much more than I do the wicks. Line charts, look at the power of that line level there. It's tested it here almost to the pip. It's broken it, closed below it, and also the wick, in fact. So I would say at this point we want to see the wick closed, otherwise it's not a valid 3CR reversal, original 3CR. But so that's a must. But the line chart is something you need to watch and learn from, and then the pullback to the line chart level, and then the continuation. So that's Swing 4, the pullback. Swing 3 is the close below. There is no swing 3 until we've closed below swing 1. That's why the low, high, higher, low song, or the high, low, lower, high, has to be understood absolutely 100%. None of this is the proper low, high song or high, low song until you've broken swing 3. And what's the easy way to see whether swing 3 is broken? Look at your higher time frame, H4 in this case, 3 candle reversal levels. So they both match perfectly, and that's why I've made this rather disjointed video for you in a slower sort of way so everyone can get it. So you cannot have a valid 3CR unless candle 1's low is broken by the third candle of the 3CR. Remember, we had a whole load of candles, none of them were number 3 until number 1 is closed below, or the opposite for a long trade. And that's it. That's the high-low song explained, ditty, mantra, and how it ties in with 3 candle reversals, supply and demand, valid support. None of this is valid support here because it hasn't created a higher high. That is valid support because it is the last high. That is valid supply because it created the last high. Demand rather. And demand must be broken. The buyers must have their backsides kicked. And that's exactly what's happened here. There are no buyers left. There were buyers here, buyers here, buyers here, buyers here, buyers here. Got down here. The buyers have had a go, but the sellers have won. And that's it. High-low song. How it ties in with 3CRs. How the 2 time frames, 1 hour in this case, and the H4 tie-in. If it was the M15, you'd be looking at the H1 3 candle reversal. If this was an M15 chart, we would look at the H1 3CR, and the same thing goes for M1, M5, M5, and we leave out M15 really because you haven't got a divisor of 4 there. 3 5-minute candles in M15. Sorry, I don't know what's going on with my charts here today. They're flicking about. Apologies for that. M5 can go with the M33CR because you've got 5 or 6 5-minute candles in a 30. That allows you to have the fractals. You only have 3 M5 candles in a 15-minute. You won't get enough candles to see the swings properly. That's as simple as that. You could try and use it if you want. I don't. Okay, so high-low song, how it ties in with the 3CR, what is valid supply and demand, support and resistance, and importantly, the last lower low in a downtrend has to be below the low of the first candle of your 3CR. Always easy to see, always on your charts, and remember to thank Aaron because he has built the ultimate 3CR trading teaching tool, and in reality the ultimate supply and demand teaching tool. Pisses on everyone else's stuff, all over it, and they will copy. They are copying as we speak, all these little cultists. So thanks for watching, have a great day. Actually, while we're here, we'll do the high-low. Stick them on there, just for a bit of fun. That's the high. There's a low. Here's a lower high. That's the lower low. And then everything else between that and the break of the candle 3, which is this blue line here, not that one, because that's that line chart low. There, you can carry on drawing your lower highs. There's no lower low here, of course, but it's easy. Just discount that. Look at the left, where your low of your 3CR is, and it isn't technically the correct level until it breaks the low of that 3CR. So that's it. All of this is just algo accumulation distribution rubbish. That is your new. So there it is. There's your song, nice and slow. Mouse, nice and slow. High, low, lower high. This low's been broken by that one, so that's a lower low. You could technically, if you want to be pedantic, look at that and call it the lower low. Lower high, lower low. So if we did do it that way, then we still haven't broken the low of 3, which is way down here, remember, and closed below it. So it's all the mess, but it's clearly there's your ditty mantra song, and that's the pullback to test to see, final test to see whether we can find any buyers, what I call the swan song, and then boom, price goes down. And how we enter that, we use the lower time frames and so on and so forth. The correct way, sorry I shouldn't digress like this, but we've got a 3CR up on this time frame, so we really needed that 3CR down, but we can do the whole thing again, the whole swan song thing on the lower time frame, high, low, lower high, lower low. And this is where the RSI comes in. It can override 3CRs now. This is why I love the RSI, as you know, because we've got the momentum addition added to the 3 candle reversal. So we've got belt and braces. And as I keep saying on YouTube, on Twitter, this is just a guide. If you break the rules and win, fantastic. If you break the rules and lose, you'll know why. And if you wing it, like I say, and you win, fantastic, then you and the occasional loser will give you a slap and you'll know exactly why. But the winners, hopefully, will override your losers. That's money management. But at least we have a set of rules that, limits your ability to make mistakes. Just that little bit extra. That's the whole point of this. 3 candle reversal, 3CR. 3CR squad, go 3CR squad. Thanks a lot, guys. Have a great day.